Hi guys, today I have a little bit of a quickie for you, and it has to do with my intruder over here and the little bimini top that I made out of another bimini top. This was a canopy off of an old boat of mine. It was too wide at 60 inches, so I took this cutter here and broke down the armature, and then I eventually cut about 17 inches off of it. Look at the nice job that cutter does on this. Now, to reattach the two of them, I was going to use this old CPVC, it's 1/2 inch, as a coupler. The diameter was just a little bit too small, so as I heated it up, I was able to eventually squeeze it onto that pipe. Look how soft it is. As it cooled off, it shrunk just a little tiny bit onto it. I could see where the pipe was inside. And then I cut that in half and eventually made 2 couplers out of it. I heated it up, and before long I had the armature back to the width that I needed. I think that was 43 inches across at the base instead of 60. I thought about putting screws in there to hold it tight, but it was just fine even without the canvas on it, and the canvas would hold it together even better. And as far as the canvas goes, yeah, it took a lot of cutting and sewing, and yeah, since this is not a sewing channel, you either know how to do this stuff or you don't, and there's much easier ways to go about doing this. But you can see the center there where the zipper was. I had to put it back together so that I'd be able to get it on and off of this armature. Once that was all figured out, to hold it down, instead of holding it from the center like this was designed to, in the front at least, I added these pad eyes, and those would hold the thing in the down position so that I could get out of my seat and walk to the front of the boat without lines crisscrossing in front of me. Here I am putting it up, and to hold it down again I just used some paracord. Eventually I might get some straps that are adjustable and find some better places. In the meantime, these pad eyes would suffice. And quite frankly, this thing was pretty sturdy. I had a kayak bimini on this once before, and this was a little bit better suited, for this boat at least. See the strap in the back? That remains in the center, and I sewed some new straps to that, which branched off and are held down with these like swivel connectors. And there was still room in the back for the tiller handle. That was definitely not going to be in the way. So there was nothing left to do but take this out and see how it does on the water. Gotta find shelter wherever you can get it. Wind's coming from that way, so yeah. Some things are good to have. This bimini's pretty neat. I just pilfered that from the old pedal boat. Yeah, I haven't had any use for that for a long time, and well, yeah, it does me better on this boat than it does on the pedal boat, even though I could put this motor on that pedal boat because, you know, because I'm a jerk ass. Yeah, I see blue sky coming. Please hold. If you guys have ever been on the water when a little rainstorm comes through, it's actually quite pleasant, especially when it's hot out. This little plastic boat was a wonderful place to wait out this little tiny storm that was passing through. The rain is almost past us. The sky is getting a lot bluer. It's soon going to be very, very hot, so I'm enjoying this little respite from the heat. And
Yeah, I got my exo cooler with me as always, and one thing you don't see very often is that it has a top to it, so I was able to close everything down. I got a absolutely waterproof box, but you know, my little Wonder Boom speakers and everything else is staying nice and dry, including myself. And not only can you use accessories like this on whatever boat, whether it's a paddle boat or this boat, but you can also use things like this. This is a paddle leash from a stand-up paddleboard, and I made a kill switch lanyard out of it. It's got a little float on it and everything, so this is a lot more comfortable. I can just put it on my leg when I'm underway. And just another example of how you can use kayak accessories for whatever else you're gonna, you know, use it for. It doesn't have to be for its intended purpose. A lot of things on kayaks can be used for various purposes. So anyways, as soon as this remaining little tiny drizzle passes, we'll get back out there, and I want to talk about these things here, which I just got a whole bunch of these brand new. Well, the rain did eventually stop, but it came back not too long afterwards, and it brought some of its thunder buddies with it, so I had to leave before I had a chance to do any fishing or show you guys my new rods and reels. Suffice to say though that they are very inexpensive, but they get the job done. And the same can be said about that little bimini top over there. I did not spend a lot of money on it. I had it left over. It was just laying around. It took a bunch of doing to make it fit, but attaching it to the boat was a piece of cake. And I'll leave a link in the description to where you can buy a bimini, not that exact one, but something very similar. And I assure you, especially with this sun and these temperatures we're having nowadays, screw one of those to your little boat or kayak, and you're gonna have a really nice time instead of getting chased away by rain and thunder. All right, I'll get back to you about this tackle. I can't wait to show it to you. I hope you're there for that video too. See you next time.